Hello, namaste. I am so excited that we have Paul with us today. I just want to make sure that the recording is happening. Okay, yes. We try to do this on Instagram, but of course, Instagram has its own mind. So I am bringing Paul here on Zoom, and this is going to go on Instagram. So if it looks different, guys, don't be surprised. Uh, I have to tell you that, like I have mentioned in the live, that I am so glad that we met each other, Paul, because you might have learned a little bit about publishing from me, but I have learned so much about life and people from you, and I'm so glad that we met. Uh, please tell everyone a little bit about you and the amazing things you've done so far.
Well, hi. Thank you for that. That was a great intro. Hopefully I can live up to that, but it's been interesting. I came from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I started one of my first little companies at 7.5 years old, had 3 employees by 8. Had a landscaping company. We actually did really well. And then by 10, I was throwing paper routes from 3:30 in the morning till 6 in the morning till I was 18. Basketball, baseball, track, all the fun stuff in school. I did business leadership from 7th grade to 12th grade at Edison Preparatory School in Tulsa. And then at 18 and a half, I moved on to become a disaster relief contractor, rebuilding cities from tornadoes and fires and floods through Tornado Alley. I built the first digital recording studio in the country by the time I was 26. Worked with wonderful legends, Gap Band, Kool and the Gang, ton of stuff with a lot of commercials throughout the world. Worked extensively in marketing products around the world. I've become a pilot with 150th Joint Forces Squadrons working on fires. I'm a rescue diver, an instructor, and I'm a professional musician, producer, engineer. And now I get to add, I am a publisher of children's books. Yay. That's probably my funnest part. I'm an educator also, so I spend more time educating. And my motivational coach stuff for many, many years has been a wonderful part of my life. So there's your nutshell, might you say.
Oh my gosh, I can't even keep track of all the things you've done. I remember when you approached me that, hey, you know what, I would love to work with you. And you sent me all this stuff about you. I was like, wait, what? And it is such an incredible journey. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been wanting to publish this series of books that you're planning to do since 7, 8 years now, right?
No, actually, 2009 is when I wrote the first manuscript
Oh
that
my
you
gosh.
put a chop to a lot of it and helped me to get that whittled down. And then lo and behold, raising kids and marriage and all of those things
Okay.
and a lot of in-betweens. So it's just been a long wonderful journey, but I'm thankful for that because so much has evolved and changed in between there. But the one thing that hasn't changed is raising children, instilling good manners, being taught early on those principles that I think are more critical, molding that mind of a child, the power of, the freshness of the world to them, because they're like little sponges absorbing everything. And, it's just time to get back to some of those things, especially after pandemic kind of sterilized everything. And those 3 to 6 year olds, think about the kids that were 3 that are now 5 or 6 now, and they had to wear masks. And you know how impressionable children are just by facial looks and expressions. And so I think this is a good opportunity. Plus, I've always referred to my kids as squirrels, and I think, the world's very fitting to be put into Squirrelsville.
I must say that I just love the feeling of the book, that it's vibrant, it's colorful, it's perfect for preschoolers and kindergartners who are learning about our community members and how to be a better person and citizen for their little community, because kids can do a lot. But my question to you is, you have done so much, Paul, right?
Yeah.
You have like lived this, I think you've lived multiple lives in one life, which is a blessing. But I want to know, what are 3 things, top things, because I'm sure there are millions of things, but 3 top things that you feel that you learned in life that helped you become who you are today?
learn by love and spread love, inspires other to aspire to their best selves, and always keep your word.
Oh, wonderful. I believe in all that as well. So thank you. That's wonderful. About this book, why is this your first book? Squirrelsville, you're introducing Squirrelsville to the world. And I know it's about community building, but why this particular book that talks about this little world?
Well, I think in how this one kind of evolved itself was all the work that I did on rescues. Um, the fires were probably the most horrific because between animals and people needing to get out and being trapped, and how one little spark can devour so many amazing, lovely things without, really somebody thinking beyond that. So, and then how community came together in all of those rescue moments, that everybody forgot about the rest of the world, and we became very humanized, might you say, to come back together equally. Color, race, religion, how you speak, none of that actually it was a factor. It didn't matter. And so I think in the sense that how the first Squirrels book came out was how you're mindful, you come together, things can be achieved together. As I've always said, team stands for together, everybody achieves more. Wow. And I think that's one of the greater parts of this book, is that it shows the community and how everything can be perfect one day, and because of happenstance of somebody maybe leaving something behind when they're out and about enjoying parks or forests or whatever, just in life general, you don't have to be in those settings for those things to happen, because fires are some of the worst things that happen daily. And that's to know that we need to call upon somebody if we do run into a problem, that you don't try to manage something yourself, and also not play with fire, not mess around with it, being kids or adults.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. I learned, and when we were working on it, I told you that, we need to have these lessons spelled out for the kids in the back. And it was such a great addition, because it really brings home the lessons inside the book, which of course, every one of your book is going to be about. And that's what I was telling people earlier on the live, that Raising World Children, our platform, is about understanding that we all are raising kids together, no matter whether you've already raised kids or you are raising kids now, or you plan to raise kids. We all can learn from each other. And I love that this book is a great stepping stone for young parents who want their kids to be responsible. And that's such an important character development trait.
Absolutely. And the other side is, in the work that I do as a life coach, and the work I do is teaching children, because I've done a lot of Earth Day stuff. I've done a lot of work in schools between, the first, kindergarten up to the 6th grade level. Yeah. And I think one of the most amazing facets is that the response that, kids start thinking. And when we put the glossary in the back, I think that was the more important thing that I saw in most children's books, is that there's a lot of words in there, but there's no definition. And so a lot of kids just move on beyond it. So when we put the glossary in the back of keywords, now they're building their vocabulary. But the bigger part is there are a lot of young parents out there that didn't get the educational things that some people did. And this helps them. But it also is very mindful in the essence that if they're taking their kids out, you're enjoying things, that you've got to be the leader of that. You've got to lead by example. And that, in a sense, it had a duality between what it's teaching the parent, what it's teaching the kid, and that they both come together as one.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so excited for next week, because we go live and it's going to be amazing. I know it. I can't wait for everyone to check out this book. There it is, the beautiful, wonderfully green book. I love the color of it. I have to tell you, I love, when I was making a couple of graphics at my end, I was like, hey, this color is so pretty.
Oh my God. It steps off the page. That I have to say, our illustrator, which is amazing, Fahar Shaboru, it's just beyond spectacular. But the other part is, this book, obviously, without you, would have been very difficult to have gotten out at this level. But I want to thank my girls, Karya and Isla. They have worked diligently around the clock, which they still do, because we have 26 volumes. This is a 13-year run, probably further than that, because this is Dr. Seuss meets Winnie the Pooh meets Squirrelsville. And oh yes. And so we're already working on the second book. The illustrations are coming out. It's going to be even more elevating than this one. We're very excited about it. And obviously with the school classroom guides for those classrooms that feel that they want to add that into their curriculum at any level, between science, math, biology, English, all of those wonderful things, classroom skills between all the kids. I think that's an important factor. But we have the coloring book. That's awesome. That really came out well. And then a lot of mind teaser stuff. And then our video game, Stack the Squirrel. So we're about 97% with it. And that's a kind of a mind coordination thing, eye-hand mind coordination. And that's really a fun little game. I've still yet to even, as you take these kids at 5 years old and they do it perfectly. And I'm sitting there fumbling around with it. So I've yet to master my own game, but I think it's a beautiful space, because what you've done with 39 amazing books, #1 books that have really inspired. And that's when I was looking for the greatest of the great. And I ran into you and I was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. This is a family event now, because you're going to be obviously with us with the whole series. And get out and inspire kids to dream and be what they, that path that we all have, just like I knew, hard to believe, here in my 50s, that the passion of my life has actually come true. All the other wonderful things that have led this path, ultimately, it goes back to helping children. That's our future leaders, our future everything. And, just like us, as the things we accomplished from when we were kids and dreamed about the things that were our best selves. And these help you to guide in that space to be your best self. That's
true. And it's so important. But thank you so much for being such an inspiration yourself. And I look forward to next week. The launch is happening March 7th. The classroom guide is free for anyone who sends a copy of their receipt to the email address. You can find it on Squirrelsville. The handle is in this video below. And make sure you stay tuned, because there are a lot of goodies that are coming up, because Easter is coming up. And of course, we know squirrels and Easters go hand in hand. Thank you so much, Paul.
Squirrelsville.com, kiddos. Let's get together and have a great time. Thank you, Aditi, for everything. You have been the inspiration. You've taught me so much about publishing and putting forth. Love you dearly.
Thank you.
Take care, dear.